They've put me on amphetamines and diagnosed me with ADHD. I went on amphetamines and went on Ritalin. This was a very bad piece of my life over the last few years. And then I was Googling like 6 months ago, what else for ADHD? And actually something popped up. And that's where that started as a conversation. So it worked exactly like that. And then it was like, oh, wow, people are actually talking about what has always been something that has been, obviously popular in the UK as a recreational drug. But, there is a lot of evidence, and you can read about it, that people with ADHD use a lot of cannabis. That is part of their life.
Queen Victoria used it for period pain. If you're treating the symptom rather than the cause, I've got doctors that have talked to me about the fact that they hated in their NHS life prescribing opioids for depression. Because the reason the individual was depressed was because they had chronic pain. Yeah. But they've tried out all the drugs they can for chronic pain, and the chronic pain still exists. Therefore, I'll now deal the depression that you've got because I can't cure your chronic pain. And by doing that, I give you opioids. Your opioid receptors are only in your brain. So you have this soporific, dullified world that you deal with because you're trying to get over your pain rather than your depression. And again, you can see if you just go to Releaf's Trustpilot reviews, the amount of really moving, heartfelt, personal stories of people that had anxiety, for instance. I saw one just last week. A gentleman in his mid-20s, hadn't left the house for 18 months, had his treatment plan for 3 months, and wrote this story about how he'd now been able to go for interviews for the first time, had been given a job, had started driving lessons, which terrified him, and had begun a whole new career. Now, how do you get that experience in front of people with all of those conditions that we treat?